Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, and air restoration, flood and remodeling services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
The son of the former chairman of the San Diego County Republican Party is facing an assault weapons charge. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Carroll in for Maya Trabulsi. At this point, local law enforcement isn't saying much about the case. KPBS reporter Andrew Dyer breaks down what we know.
24-year-old Victor Kravarik was arrested Thursday at his family's Scripps Ranch home. The San Diego Sheriff's Department says they served a search warrant at the house. They arrested him under suspicion of felony possession of an assault weapon. Kravarik was booked into the San Diego Central Jail and subsequently posted bail. The department declined to answer questions today about what type of weapon they allegedly found at Kravarik's home. They say an investigation is ongoing. Under California law, all manner of firearms could qualify as assault weapons, including pistols with high-capacity magazines, certain shotguns, and AR and AK-style rifles. His father, Tony Kravarik, was the chairman of the County Republican Party for 14 years. I spoke to him earlier today by phone. He told me, quote, "Our family is going through a difficult time and ask that our privacy be respected. As a father, I wish that the children of former public figures could experience life privately, just like everyone else." Victor Kravarik was a corporal in the Marine Reserves in 2022 when he was identified as a possible member of a white supremacist hate group. While investigating Kravarik's alleged extremist ties, the Corps found evidence of other misconduct, and he was forced out.
So, Andrew, do we know anything more about those extremism allegations?
Well, the Southern Poverty Law Center published leaked application material from a notorious hate group. Local San Diego activists found one anonymous applicant who they believed had a lot in common with Kravarik. In that application, he credited his older brother with exposing him to extremist ideology. Last year, USA Today published photos that appeared to show Victor's older brother, Oliver Kravarik, inside the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
Well, happy Friday, everyone. As we head into the weekend, I am tracking some really nice weather here for your Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine here as we head into this weekend. It is going to be nice. Winds will kick up just a little bit. It's going to be breezy from time to time. However, as we head into next week, after seasonable temperatures this weekend, I am tracking some warmer weather moving in, especially on the coast. I'll detail that updated forecast coming up.
The acting Secret Service director admits failure in the protection of former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in July. It was the first of two apparent assassination attempts against the former president. As Mary Bell Gonzalez reports, it comes as lawmakers are one step closer to securing more resources for presidents, vice presidents, and candidates.
As I've said, this was a failure on the part of the United States Secret Service.
Secret Service Acting Director Ronald Rowe Jr. providing a new update into the investigation of the July 13th attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
There was complacency on the part of others that led to a breach of security protocols.
In a report Friday, the agency pointing to serious communication failures between the Secret Service and local law enforcement the day of the incident.
For example, the Secret Service did not co-locate its security room with local law enforcement. There was an over-reliance on mobile devices, resulting in information being siloed.
Rowe Jr. saying employees involved will be held accountable, but didn't say what those penalties may be. He adds the agency will be making changes, but those, he says, will require resources. The urgent call for help coming on the same day the House voted unanimously for a bill that would increase Secret Service protections for presidents, vice presidents, and major candidates to those positions.
It's an issue that transcends partisan politics. You know, how many more assassination attempts need to happen before we as an institution get serious about Secret Service protection.
The bill heads next to the Senate, but its fate still unclear, as some lawmakers say there's already enhanced security in place.
We need answers more than the Secret Service needs money.
Maribel Gonzalez, KPBS News.
San Diego County Supervisor Chair Nora Vargas is in Washington, D.C., trying to get help with the Tijuana River Valley sewage crisis. Vargas spoke with our media partner KGTV today. She says she's meeting with Senator Alex Padilla, Congressman Adam Schiff, the ambassador of Mexico to the U.S., the EPA, CDC, and the White House. Vargas says more agencies are joining the conversation about how to fix the issue.
Had never been done before, and so we are treating it like an emergency. The activation for it from the federal government has not taken place yet, but I do believe that for the first time, everybody understands that it's all hands on deck: CDC, EPA, the White House.
Vargas says the CDC will be coming to the South Bay to survey residents directly on their health and symptoms they may be experiencing. They're expected to be here in October. It's been 2 years since voters allowed the city of San Diego to charge them for trash pickup. Now they want to know how much it'll cost. iNewsSource reporter Crystal Niebla has more.
The city is spending nearly $2 million just on community engagement as part of a study for a potential trash fee. And after wrapping up the first round of meetings last week, residents have mixed reviews. For decades, many San Diegans have enjoyed trash services for free. But that changed in 2022 with the passage of Measure B. The city hosted meetings across each council district to hear from residents. And with the help of our San Diego Documenters program, iNewsSource attended nearly all of them and spoke with attendees. While some said the meetings were helpful, others wanted more information, especially how much they pay and how lower-income residents would be impacted. But that answer won't come until later. Officials are set to conduct more rounds of community outreach this year, and it won't be until sometime in 2025 will they have more information on fee options and financial assistance programs. For more on the trash forums or to learn more about our San Diego Documenters program, visit iNewsSource.org. For KPBS, I'm iNewsSource reporter Crystal Niebla.
Safe parking programs have become a county-wide method to lift people out of homelessness. Many participants are homeless for the first time. Supporters say the programs catch people before they've lost everything. KPBS reporter Katie Anastas has the story of a family who lived in a safe parking lot for more than a year.
We'd been homeless for 3 years, 4 months, and 13 days.
Keaton Carrier and her family became homeless after they moved back home to San Diego in spring 2021. Carrier says a state welfare program that helps families with children paid for 60 nights at hotels. After that, odd jobs helped her and her partner, Joshua Coulter, pay for hotel stays. Then, one day, they saw a news story on TV about Jewish Family Services' safe parking program.
And we seen it on TV, huh?
Yeah,
I called them people
we seen it on the news when we were in the hotel.
And they called them and they said, come right down, we have a trailer for you.
They'd spend the next year and 3 months living in that trailer at one of the program's sites. Carrier has 2 sons. They're 7 and 8 years old.
They had 2 birthdays here. June and July is their birthdays. And I would decorate, it's called the birthday fairy. We've been doing it ever since we were homeless. We take streamers and we decorate, like they were hanging from the ceiling. We had things on the door. Just where they woke up to it.
Now the family hopes to celebrate birthdays in their new apartment in Ramona. Coulter has a new construction job there, and rent is a little over $1,800 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Jewish Family Service paid their deposit.
I'm not an emotional man, but I felt good. I felt it.
They're also buying them furniture, silverware, and other things they need for their new home. The boys will have bunk beds with Spider-Man and Marvel bedding.
Well, it makes us feel like, wow, it's almost like encouragement to continue to stay out
of homelessness. Jewish Family Service operates 4 safe parking sites in the city of San Diego with more than 230 parking spaces total. The city is spending $4.6 million on the program this year. Mayor Todd Gloria says they fill a critical gap in the city's shelter system. Jesse Mendez directs the safe parking program. He says it's rare for them to have an empty spot.
We do have a high population of older adults that are on fixed income and retired or on like disability of some sort. But the vast majority of our clients work every day.
Case managers work at each safe parking site to connect people to housing and other services. They also try to reunite people with family members who can take them in.
The benefit of safe parking is you get to intervene at a level where people haven't really lost all their hope. They haven't lost all their possessions. A lot of our clients are first-time homeless.
UC San Diego researchers studying the program in 2022 found that many clients wanted more flexible access to the lots. 2 sites are now open 24 hours, the other 4 just in the evenings and early mornings. Clients also wanted more access to meals and showers, more case management, and help overcoming racial bias when seeking housing and employment. Since 2018, the program has served more than 5,000 individuals and 3,000 households at 6 sites in San Diego County. Jewish Family Service says more than a third of them have moved into more secure housing, including permanent housing, hotel rooms, and shelters.
If a client misses one night at safe parking, I encourage myself to call them the next day to find out what happened. 9 times out of 10, the client was just, I just found a friend or whatever. But you know what the most response that we would get when you call someone the next day? I didn't think anyone cared where I was at. And guess what? They come back because we care.
People at safe parking and safe sleeping sites are considered unsheltered in the annual point-in-time count. Gloria has asked the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to reclassify them as part of the sheltered homeless population. He says the unsheltered homeless count would have dropped by nearly 10% this year instead of increasing. And he says it would reflect the role the sites play in connecting people to services. Mendez says part of that role is giving people hope.
It's never over. It's only over when we tap out,
That's Carrier's message to other homeless parents, too.
This is just a season. I'm going to cry, but you haven't failed those children. It's just keep going, because once you give up, that's when you fail them.
Earlier this summer, the California Coastal Commission approved a plan to turn a site in Point Loma into a safe parking lot. It's expected to open early next year and nearly double the number of safe parking spots in the city. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
A memorial for the San Diego police officer who was killed in a pursuit crash will take place tomorrow. A law enforcement procession for Austin Mashetar will leave Snapdragon Stadium at 7:45 in the morning. The memorial will take place at 10 a.m. at a church in El Cajon. Officer Mashetar died in the line of duty last month in a traffic crash while assisting with a high-speed pursuit in Claremont Mesa. He served with SDPD for 5.5 years. Next week, students will return to Appalachia High School in Georgia after a deadly shooting claimed the lives of 4 people earlier this month. The shooting has led to a renewed focus on the security of schools across the country. Lee Waldman reports.
On the heels of the deadly September 4th shooting at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, many are questioning the safety of schools across the country.
It was an issue that was flying under the radar a bit, just how difficult it is for under-resourced school districts in particular to get adequate mental health and school safety funding.
Omri Ramil works with Green Lights Grant Initiative. It was started by Matthew and Camilla McConaughey following the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas, to help schools access billions of dollars available in federal funding to help create safer schools in a comprehensive way.
It's the mental health component to make sure that school districts have adequate resources to deal with behavioral issues and make sure students are able to learn at their best. And it's also making sure they have a safe environment.
The money stems from the 2022 bipartisan Safer Communities Act. It was seen as the first major federal gun safety legislation passed in decades. Since starting in July 2023, the Green Lights Grant Initiative has provided grant writers to 30 school districts, and 4 school districts have secured $1.18 million in school safety and mental health grants. Mo Canaday with the National Association of School Resource Officers explains these grants to not only harden school infrastructure, but to provide mental health care are vital in keeping students and teachers safe.
We have got to have more professionals from a mental health standpoint in and around our schools partnering with us.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
A Southern California city is suing the state over a new law banning schools from gender identity reporting. Michelle Gile spoke to Huntington Beach city leaders about the legal challenge.
The law that the state passed is unconstitutional.
Huntington Beach's Mayor Gracie Vandermark says she's fighting back against the state's new gender identity law. The council's conservative majority voted Tuesday night to sue over the new law, which prevents school districts from disclosing a student's sexual orientation or gender identity. The majority also voted to change the city's municipal code.
We're going back to status quo, the way it was, where teachers are mandated reporters. And if they don't do their job, then we'll have to have those discussions. And if there are parents, so this is where we're focusing. We don't have jurisdiction over the schools. However, we're not focusing from the threshold of the school inside. We're focusing on the parents. So if there are parents who have been harmed and affected by this and would like to start a class action lawsuit, we are happy to join them.
Councilmember Natalie Mosier voted against suing California, as well as the ordinance.
I don't really know exactly what it means other than we're getting involved in things that we shouldn't be. This is not within the city's jurisdiction. We are going after educators. I don't even know what that means. And ultimately, we are giving the ability for our city attorney to sue the state, which is just crazy.
City leaders say the ordinance now makes Huntington Beach the parents' right to know city.
This is not what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on real issues for our city, and instead we're off fighting the state yet again.
Tijuana is celebrating Mexican theater through the end of next week. KPBS video journalist Matt Bowler went to Tijuana to bring us a look.
My first play, it was actually a musical. It was Jesus Christ Superstar. Yeah, and I immediately fell in love with theater.
Jesus Quintero is the executive director of Tijuana Hace Teatro, and he fell in love with the stage in middle school. He's one of 63 thespians who've come to Tijuana from all across Mexico. They're here for an event combining two arts organizations that are trying to make theater more accessible to Mexicans and Tijuanenses. Encuentro de Teatro de Tijuana is celebrating 28 years.
All of the events from Encuentro de Teatro Tijuana are free for the public.
This year we will have participation of some of another companies from another states like Querétaro, Oaxaca, Nuevo León, Mexico City, Yucatan, obviously Baja California.
Armando Legaspi is the manager for performing arts at the Centro Cultural Tijuana, or CECUT. That's the heart of the 10 days of theater, but there are events going on all over town. And Legaspi says it's a holistic experience.
360 experience for people that are coming, not just looking, watching the plays, but thinking about theater and reflection about theater, and taking a look of what people it's researching about poetics and theater.
Quintero's company is putting on a play originally written in French and translated into Spanish.
This is a play about two children that they live in different countries. They don't know each other, but their countries are going to war. So their families give everything that they have in order to help them to go away and find a place with no war.
He says while the experimental play has a dramatic theme, it is optimistic.
It is a play about hope and resilience.
Events are taking place all over Tijuana until the 28th. Quintero says for theater buffs, this is like Comic-Con.
If this is your thing, you will live every day at the fullest.
Matthew Bowler, KPBS News.
There's nothing mini about this except for its name. Beginning on September 29th, Earth will get a temporary mini-moon for almost 2 months. A new study says an asteroid will begin to orbit Earth, acting as what is being called a mini-moon. During routine monitoring last month, researchers made the discovery that is being called 2024 PT5. On November 25th, the mini-moon will return to the asteroid belt revolving around the sun. Unfortunately, the sight can only be viewed with telescopes, the kind used by professional astronomers.
As we head into tonight, I'm tracking partly cloudy skies, some more cloud coverage the closer you get to the coast. Overnight temperatures will be a mix of mid-60s along the coast, so about normal here for this time of year. The higher elevations will see overnight temperatures in the 50s, even some 40s in the really elevated areas. But for tonight, San Diego 64, Oceanside, Camp Pendleton will be at 62 here for tonight. Your Saturday outlook here across the West Coast, dry weather here setting up for us. There will be some storms, even some snowfall here for parts of the Rockies. But as we head into tomorrow for San Diego County, lots of sunshine, a little bit more cloud coverage the closer you get off to the coast, right? But 73 for San Diego, 73 as well for your Saturday afternoon in Chula Vista. Future track radar showing that as we head into this evening, some isolated showers near Las Vegas. That area of low pressure is going to push all that rainfall, all those storms to the Rockies, and that is also going to kick off that chance of snow. But across the West Coast, we are going to be nice and dry. Some thicker cloud coverage will start to develop off the coast, but overall it's going to be dry as far as any rainfall. Same setup here for Saturday or for Sunday, dry conditions, and we will see some of that chillier weather on the backside of that front moving into the mountainous region, so heads up for that. For that 5-day outlook here for the coast, lots of sunshine. Temperatures will be the 70s here for the next couple of days, overnight lows in the 60s, but we will see temperatures starting to tick up here as we head into early next week, and by midweek, heads up for this, we could see some overnight lows starting to dip in the 50s. So yes, get ready for fall-like weather here as we actually head into fall early next week. So inland temperatures will be a mix of 70s here for your Saturday, but look what happens here as we head into early next week. I'm tracking a big warm-up. We could see some inland areas up to the 90s starting on Monday with overnight temperatures in the 50s. For the mountainous regions, we'll be in the 60s for the next couple of days, but right around midweek, we're going to see temperatures rebounding back to the 70s. Very warm, and then for the desert, we'll be back in the triple digits as we head into next week.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, the impact split-ticket voters could have on the election as in-person early voting gets underway. That's at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
Girls will be taking to the waves all weekend in Oceanside as the Supergirl competition kicks off. The competition draws in some of the world's top female athletes, as well as kids who want to be just like them. 5-time world champ and 2-time Olympic gold medalist Lindsay Jacob Ellis says girls need competitions like this one.
It really helps girls from all ages experience what women can really do and how there's no limitations anymore. So if these girls are seeing, Air Force pilots and CEOs, and the world is their oyster.
The event kicks off today and lasts all weekend with competitions and concerts. All are free and open to the public. TwitchCon, the technology and pop culture convention for the live streaming platform Twitch, is happening right now at the San Diego Convention Center. KPBS reporter Alexander Nguyen is there with the sights and sounds and a major announcement.
Welcome to the purple carpet. Hi, Chad. It's your boy Alexander Nguyen with KPBS News, and this is TwitchCon, where pop culture and technology meet. Come with me.
Twitch is a streaming platform owned by Amazon. It offers streaming content ranging from art classes to gaming to politics. Because there is no algorithm to beat, it's become a popular platform for content creators to build a community, like Casper J. He's built a community of more than 60,000 followers.
I have a particular focus on lore or MMOs.
He likes streaming because he's able to take his audience with him wherever he goes. We caught him midstream interacting with his community. This is his first time at TwitchCon.
What's really exciting to me isn't just these booths or whatever, but meeting old friends that I've never met, that we've talked to for years and years, and also connecting with new friends as well.
For Carlsbad resident Tommy Ryan, It's a chance for him and his son Oliver to meet with some of their favorite streamers.
It's pretty fun. There's a lot of things to do.
Ryan says unlike Comic-Con, TwitchCon isn't all about pop culture. There's also a tech community here. He follows some coder streamers, and as a software writer, he says this can expose his son to a potential career path.
I pulled him out of school today so that, he could just experience maybe this is a potential job path. It takes a lot of work, but I mean, this whole conference is a testament that you can make a living out of this.
Twitch hosts 2 conventions each year, one in North America and one in Europe. This is the 4th time San Diego has hosted the convention.
We love San Diego. We really enjoy having it here.
The streaming giant announced it will host TwitchCon here for the next 5 years. Twitch's community marketing director Mary Kish says San Diego's innovative atmosphere is well suited for Twitch.
San Diego is important to us because it also is really advanced in technology. Twitch is on the cusp of technology, and we're also culture changers. When something gets popular on Twitch, you might see it in the world. And I think that's really reflective of the space we want to be in.
Of course, TwitchCon is not just happening inside the convention center. TwitchCon is hosting a block party outside the Gaslamp Quarter, and that's happening tomorrow night with food and live music. For now, inside the convention center, I'm Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
I officially feel old. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm John Carroll. Have an excellent evening and a wonderful weekend.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, and air restoration, flood and remodeling services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.